This is genius.
This is Joe Rogan, and you're listening to the Gritty Bowmen.
I've never seen so many mullets in my life.
No, it's just about feeling good.
You had more chins than a Chinese phone book for a while.
Man.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. I mean, he's right. He said, Goonies never say die. We're going.
We got this.
All right.
I was pulling the trigger, but the safety was on.
I just Randy Black Eagle.
That's it. Boom.
That's my.
That's how we roll. Just drop the mic and walk away.
Now you can look at the camera.
Hey, guys. This is Sean Degray. Nobody knows who that is, but it's me.
And you are listening to
The Gritty Bowmen.
On this episode of Gritty Bowmen, we hang with my friend Sean Degray, the man behind the Total Archery Challenge. And I'm joined by my friend Casey Harbertson, owner of Mountain Ops. We talk about a cool new archery event called the Broken Arrow Tour that Mountain Ops is launching in coordination with the inventive, organized mind of Sean Degray. Sean's skill in event planning is nothing short of superb. So you know that this new event is going to be good. I think the event is a bit sadistic, but that's why it's going to be good. I won't tell you anymore. Catch the rest of this podcast for all the gritty details. You can also learn more about the event by going to the following website, getmountainops.com/Broken Arrow Tour. You can find this link on our website in the show notes of this podcast episode, or simply Google Mountain Ops Broken Arrow Tour and you'll find it. Enjoy the show. Now you can look at the camera.
Hey, guys. This is Sean Degray. Nobody knows who that is, but it's me.
And you are listening to
The Gritty Bowmen.
All right, folks, welcome to the Gritty Bowmen podcast. We are here in Syracuse, Utah.
Don't tell people where I live.
Scratch that. We are in Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
It's not raining currently outside, which is awesome.
Don't hijack my show.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
We're at Casey Harbertson's house of Mountain Ops. And we're in Utah. And we've got our buddy Sean Degray here from Total Archery Challenge. And actually, I don't really know exactly. And I think I'm supposed to not know. That's how you roll. Who you're affiliated with and how you function.
I don't think I even know how I function, but I am affiliated with Total Archery Challenge.
Well done.
And I help in organizing that event.
And a fabulous event it is.
Yeah, you've made it to 2 now, which I'm grateful for. It's nice to see you there.
Yes.
This thing's bothering me. I'm going to move it.
It was awesome. I mean, flat out impressed.
I appreciate that.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal, and we have a really, really good team that helps put it on. And without them, it probably wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
So, good team, good people, and incredible sponsors that kind of bring that energy to home base and what's out on the mountain.
And you had how many events this year?
We did 6 big mountain events, and then we do 1 big pop-up tournament at the Utah. It's called the Western Hunting Expo.
Got it. And which events were the best? Like, is it hard to like
through which lens?
The hipster lens.
The hipster lens, probably Snowbird.
Utah.
So each event was actually successful in its own right. So we have to overall, you got to look at each event individually to decide if it's successful or not.
Yeah.
And we did really well. We had great attendance, great feedback. Snowbird is our biggest event currently. I feel like we're going to beat that next year in a couple states. But my personal favorite, honestly, is Big Sky, Montana.
Yeah. That was cool, man.
Big Sky's got an amazing venue for you guys up there. I mean, just
they do.
The entire way it's laid out, and the people of Montana
Dude,
are freaking awesome.
We went to PBR rodeo
Yeah.
while we were there, bull riding.
Hey, and which they gave a pitch for Total Archery
They
Challenge.
did. They talked about Total Archery Challenge.
Thank you, Mountain Ops, or whoever the announcer was. Whoever put that together, I can't figure that.
What was pretty cool is up there in Big Sky, we got a shoot with one of our riders who's in the top 10 in the national ranking system of the PBR. His name's Cooper Davis. Mm-hmm. So he came up and actually shot the event.
He's an archery hunter.
He's a big archery hunter, and man, he can lay it down. It was pretty cool to watch. I don't think he missed one target, and we did the prime course, and that's
impressive.
Plus,
because that one was hard.
He can ride a bull dude. That did you save that video?
I've got it, yeah. Actually, there's somebody that took a better video from behind the bucket chutes that he reposted that shows his entire ride because I missed the first 3 seconds.
Well, that's half the ride, man.
Exactly.
I know.
Half the ride.
I didn't miss that much, but I missed half the ride.
Man, I'm telling you.
Well, he didn't even nod, and they accidentally opened the gate, so he had to go, and he still rode it out.
Wow.
He ended up taking second place for the event, but he was in first place up until the very last rider, and the very last rider
one of the best rides of the night was that ride. I'm how did he stick that? It was just the bull was huge, and just being able to ride it like that, it just blows your mind. Because you'll see some come out of the gate, and the guy goes flying half second into the ride. He's just gone. And I'm thinking, how's the guy stay on there at all? And yet this bull comes out, and this is one of those bulls where you're just it's unrideable. And he rode it the whole time. I was and the crowd went crazy. We were all awesome. Because the clock is going, you're like, surely he's going to get chucked. Surely he's going to fly off. And he doesn't. And he does it. And he does it. And pretty soon you're like, the buzzer goes off. And didn't it take him a minute to get off? After that buzzer,
I mean, he just kept
going and going.
Probably another 10 seconds. I mean, it was just
showed the bull who's boss.
Exactly.
That's right. 8 seconds, nothing.
That's right. That's for the small time dudes.
Yeah. Which reminds me, Sean, we ran into a bunch of the bull riders afterwards who were a little disappointed they didn't know about the archery event. And I said, look, for the last 2 years, it's been the same week as the PBR. So I told them it was going to be the same week next year, so hopefully you can not make me a liar and match that up.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see what Big Sky says. I mean, we're definitely going back, but we're kind of at the mercy of their calendar, unfortunately. I wish we could be consistent every year.
So
you guys were at PBR. I couldn't go. We had the after party.
Yes. I kind of missed the after party. But
the after party?
I was disappointed.
Well, here's the thing.
I wanted to be in two places at once.
No.
Brother.
We all do. I wanted to be there with you guys, but in the end, you were at PBR. If I wouldn't have got a post by Mountain Ops showing the guy yell out our name, I probably would have been more disappointed in you. But since that happened, we were able to work that
Forgiveness was in the heart.
I was super happy about it. However, the after party, which the whole after party concept, it's fun. People come for the weekend. It's something else to do, but we try to provide a platform for these nonprofit orgs to raise some funds. We don't do it at all the events yet. Just it's got to line up. If I don't have a nonprofit org willing to get involved or doesn't have the time, it's a lot of work to put on, and I just as soon not do it. But when it provides that platform to do what they want to do, then and raise funds for either conservation or for veterans, then it's worth all of that work to us.
Right.
And we happen to do it with 2% for conservation, plug. But we raised over $11,000 that night from the archery hunters buying mugs from that Yeti donated to other things that they raffled off. We had some different gear that we raffled off to. They bought tickets, and people were really generous. So it was an awesome event. Wish you guys could have been there because then maybe we'd have tipped that needle a little further. But I know you'll make it up on the next one.
That's right.
So.
Give me a Yeti plug. They donated all those.
Yeti. They donated 200 mugs, 200 ramblers, 20-ounce ramblers. And what we did is we sold those ramblers.
And what's a rambler?
It was the cup. It's got the lid on it. There's one in my truck if you need me to go grab it.
It holds ice for 16 hours.
So that's like forever.
It's like a NASA
So here's the thing.
Mug.
I have a 30-ouncer, which I cried a little bit. Somebody took it.
It was me.
I don't want to. I'm telling you right now.
Wait, was that the one you left on
your
our
booth?
Yeah, you left it on our freaking table. You came
and
over and you're like,
it?
I need some Enduro. No, and then I came back to you and said, hey, Sean, did you leave this?
It.
And you're like,
he had it at
yes,
Vortex
I left
Extreme.
It. And I said, do you want it? And you just kind of walked off. You probably don't even remember.
Well, that's because I said, I left it, I'll come back. And I came back, it was gone.
Yeah, it happens.
Where is it?
Mountain
I'll
Ops.
see if I can find it.
So let me
Do
tell
they
you
not
this.
make them anymore?
Anyway, long
'Cause I'll
story
try
short,
and
I
buy
cried
you
a little
one.
bit because I use that thing religiously.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It's not for hot drinks. I
Oh,
put
no.
my sparkling water in there and a little bit of ice, and it's all day. And I'm in a hot shop, no AC.
Yeah.
I not only are
So,
they a sponsor,
are they cool?
the Total
'Cause I've
Archery
never-
Challenge,
I've never used
They
one.
are an awesome product.
I think I actually may have one here. Let me see if I can find one.
So Yeti has been a supporter of you. I don't.
Yeti is a supporter of ours. They they sponsor the hydration station.
Yeah.
So there's coolers, Yeti coolers throughout the course with bottled water.
You can't go to a Total Archery Challenge without seeing a lot of Yeti.
There's a lot of Yeti.
There's a
there
lot of
you
Yeti
go, right there, guys.
Which is cool. I mean, I love to support companies that support
That's the 20
people
ouncer.
I like.
And not only is it beautiful in style,
Well, it's sleek and stylish.
you can put decals on here that make it look really cool. Maybe you have a Gritty
Bowmen decal.
sticker.
I could see that.
Mountain Ops.
Wash it by hand if you do that.
Yeah.
This thing is a little rugged, right?
Yeah,
a little
I mean-
worn down.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm glad you got the big lid to the small lid.
This is called the Cap
Yeah,
by
I've seen
Human
one.
Gear. I get emailed about it like all the time. I should probably plug that too. But the Cap
Cap's the big cap.
Cap's the big cap, which
Makes
is
it-
great because you're driving down the road and you like tip
Yeah,
it
and it doesn't
back and it
spill
doesn't
into your
spill all over
face.
your face. I like the wide mouth.
Well, and like we experienced yesterday when we were at the Vortex.
By the way, for
Extreme,
people listening, this is a cap that goes on top of a
cap.
standard Nalgene bottle.
we were doing some video of trying to drink out of Nalgene bottles while hiking up a mountain.
Didn't work.
All over my face.
Right.
Well, so
That's where this is golden, dude.
when you're
like,
in a truck,
I will be
Yeti has
ordering.
solved that issue
Yes.
with something that's been around quite a while. They've got this little
hole in
spot
the
here.
lid. Yeah, it's such a like Starbucks-ish, Starbucks-esque.
Yeah,
little
yeah.
top
it fits.
here.
It does. It probably doesn't. It works for hot drinks, tea. You know those.
For yuppies.
Yeah,
hipsters.
those yuppie drinks, and maybe the manly drink of sparkling water.
Or probably for some Mountain Ops Yeti.
Yeah, actually, that I was gonna say. I'm surprised I didn't have Yeti in the Yeti.
Hey, I did. Oh no, I didn't. I had Enduro in the Yeti.
You had
Did
So
Enduro.
tell me this.
I had Enduro in the Yeti. You have a new flavor I tried.
the new peach.
Peach.
What do you think?
Unbelievable.
Okay, so Brian tried it for the first time yesterday. What do you think of the peach? Be honest.
My new favorite, like I like the raspberry
Dude, mix
Enduro.
peach
Okay,
and raspberry.
that's what Mark Boardman did.
No,
from
no.
Vortex,
I mixed them at Total Archery Challenge in Big Sky, and I was really happy.
Do you want
And
me
if
to
I
mix you one up
wasn't
right now,
if I wasn't wired like crazy,
Sure, Casey.
then I would have kept drinking it. But the problem is you got small doses.
Yeah,
can't drink
it's
a lot of
addictive,
that.
huh?
It makes me
No,
go
the
crazy.
peach is awesome. The peach is like
Energy!
my new thing. The raspberry Enduro was always good, but the peach I could see becoming.
Are you whipping us up both a beverage?
A
I need the
concoction?
energy. I've got an event going on right now.
So let me
After
ask you this. Just before, folks, by the way, this podcast is about the Broken Arrow, the Mountain Ops Broken Arrow Tour, which is an event that the master event planner, Sean Degray,
From
is,
the makers of Total Archery Challenge,
yes, from the makers of Total Archery
more
Challenge,
than just me, we have a team.
are going to put together, and we're going to get there here in a minute and go over that, which is pretty cool. And if you've been to Total Archery Challenge, you already know that these events are off the hook. So you got the same people behind this event, so it's going to be special.
Uh-oh. Mike's coming on. Serious.
Sean, while I'm mixing up this delicious cocktail, why don't you tell everybody where the events, roughly where you're planning on them being, so that they can look into them for next year as far as the Total Archery
But before you do that, I'm still not. This is a selfish interest. Does Yeti really hold ice that long?
So, Here's
Do any of those coolers really?
well,
I mean, because you
Here-
can get a
no,
nice
listen.
cooler, I think, at Walmart for like
you can. I have
$50.
I have a Coleman. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, one of these days I'll send you a photo. I have a Coleman cooler,
Yeah.
and it has been great. I've had it for years until I was introduced to Yeti. Mm-hmm. And that Coleman cooler I still use. it now stores the motors for our pop-up because I needed a good way. No, you laugh. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I needed a way to store the motors so they were organized.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the big old 70 quart.
Right.
It's a big one. And I store all of our motors in there, and it travels with us to every event. Keeps the motors cool. So let me tell you this. Here's the way it works. They really do keep ice that long. We used them a lot last year. I've used them hunting quite a bit. The difference is, like at our events, they open and close a lot because you've got a steady stream of people coming through, opening it, grabbing a water, whatever.
Right.
So what that does, it doesn't allow the ice
To do its job.
To do its job. You still have cold water, and it'll last for most of the day, and then it's cold water that your bottles of water are sitting in.
Yes.
The Yeti wasn't built to keep things cold with the lid open.
Yeah. Right.
So just like any cooler, it won't
They
work
all
if the
have
lid's
this-
open 1,000 times a day, which is probably a pretty reasonable number.
Right.
However, when we used them camping and hunting,
They're perfect.
I'm talking days of ice. Did a river rafting trip, and that's when I first saw a Yeti. It was quite a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know. It was amazing.
What else do you like about them?
Well, they've traveled with us all across the country.
So they're indestructible.
And we have beat the crap out of them. They're pretty scarred up on the outside, but we've dropped them out of box trucks just on accident, like you're moving something, and then Yeti goes out of the box truck. It's up about 10 feet, bounces off the asphalt.
Really? So tell me this.
Had someone steal one.
There's
Snowbird,
other
and we
companies.
caught them, and they hucked it out of their Jeep. Driving down the dirt road trying to get away from us. It was actually Patrick who caught him, and they hucked the cooler out of the back. It was the 105.
Yeah.
So these are muscle men because it was full of ice and water. The lid didn't even come open. Bounces down the road.
You guys
we caught him. Well, we didn't catch him.
You just let him drive off?
Yeah, we got our cooler back.
Oh, boy, that's a story.
So, yeah, but all I'm saying is they
last.
The thing about Yeti that I really like, the people there are awesome.
That was my next question. I like quality products. My next question is, what's the company stand for? What do they put money back into conservation? Do they support events
let's just talk about that
hunters?
2% deal. They donated 200 cups just to our event. Well, they did that again the night before to Wild Sheep Foundation. These guys are behind it.
Yeah.
They want to see they're a big part of conservation. They're for profit.
Right.
You are, I am.
Yes.
Casey is. But we all want to do something, and that's why
I just want for profit that is also willing to give back.
Absolutely.
So are you very familiar with the way that 2% works? Yes.
So what's cool, and just so everybody that's listening, that's watching.
I just did a podcast with Jeff Sposito on 2% that will publish probably before this podcast does.
Oh, very nice.
So people will have just got the another lowdown, because I've met with Jeff once with Randy Newberg.
Like that. So what's cool about 2% is, and we are getting very involved with them. Number one, they're going to help to show that. Wait, okay, Brian's taking the first.
Hold on.
Drink.
It's the facial reaction. Whoa.
It's just good, man. It's just tasty.
The problem with
don't you want to just drink it all down?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The problem with this drink is it's kind of like Kool-Aid. You want to drink more, but then you're like, I need more. I gotta keep drinking. Go.
Yeah. Dude, Yeti's the same, man.
You gotta
I'm trying to ration my Yeti intake. I used to be pretty good about just having it, when appropriate.
Well, it's pre-workout, right, Yeti? And here's the thing: I don't work out, so it's.
I classify it more as a life drink.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
In all honesty, like
now I feel good about drinking it because when I drink it, I'm like pre-workout.
I'm not working out.
Missed that boat.
It's got the ingredients in it that technically make it a pre-workout, but the release of energy is so smooth that you don't feel like it's a pre-workout. But if you do use it while working out, it's great.
Yep.
But even guys use it to replace energy drinks all day long.
I mean, The smooth release of energy. I like that term.
Yeah.
That's a good term.
It is. I mean,
I like the smooth release of energy.
there's some truth to that.
So the problem is my body doesn't release its energy in a smooth way. So it's in spurts.
Right. Mine too. And
Is it hot in here?
I turned
a
the
little
air
bit.
down.
It's just because you're on the Gritty Bowmen podcast.
No, so I'm nervous.
You're around a couple
When I'm
pretty hot
I'm with
dudes
the
right now.
yeah, it's when you gotta want to be like the cool kids. Then it makes me nervous. Like, am I going to say something wrong, and then they're not going to like me and maybe trip me in the cafeteria?
Dude, my job is to edit stupid things people say on the podcast and then publish.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we keep it
Is that
very
why
real.
you didn't edit the last podcast I was in? Because I just didn't say anything stupid. Thank you.
Have we done a podcast I didn't publish?
No.
Okay.
I only did one, ATA.
Yeah. No, you were brilliant on that.
ATA
Dude,
was
I
like
listen to that
uncut.
podcast about once every 2 months.
I listened to it the
ATA
other
after
day.
midnight because it's hilarious.
It's a good podcast. And
I'll
I did
never forget.
appreciate-
I'll
I
never
listened-
forget your wife. You going, Brian? What are you saying? Like, why do I not want to be fit like you? I mean, or am I okay with being fat? And we got into that discussion. You're like, my wife is hot. She's and your wife is very attractive. So she's at the event, and I'm picturing. I cannot look at her without picturing her telling you,
she's not as shallow.
I'm just not as shallow as you.
Right.
Yes.
Yep. She's a good lady. I was going to say, and I just lost what I was going to say. Oh, I was listening to your podcast with Hush just a podcast or two ago. Actually, I have no idea when you're doing this podcast. So
He did that podcast at the Total Archery Challenge.
you did the Hush podcast, and Casey is in my court. He also represented body types that were not like you and Eric Chesser.
You're not going to say you're looking pretty trim.
I've slimmed up. A lot of that's in color. I don't have the pasty white winter coat.
You're hiding the lack of fitness with a tan. So
Yes.
you're saying you're like,
And it works.
it does.
Everyone's
work.
like, hey, you
look so
thinner. I'm
healthy.
just like, well,
you look so healthy and outdoorsy.
I've been pre-working out. I mean, I get up and I think about it, and I drink a Yeti, and
Dude, I saw you at those events, and if you're traveling and doing those events, you were like a chicken with your head cut off. You were moving.
no, man,
You're
I
moving.
prefer
He
the
is-
term a duck in water. Smooth, cool as
Yeah,
a
chicken with
cucumber
your head
on
cut off's
top,
a little gruesome.
and feet are just
Feet are-
going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, true. You're like a duck in
Okay,
water.
I like that
I like
better.
that too.
Chicken with his head cut off, he can't see what he's doing. He's just running around bleeding everywhere, no organization.
You've thought about this, haven't you?
Well, just now.
He's on it like Blue Bonnet.
Yeah. Like flies on
That's like
a
Aaron.
sandwich
Yep.
or
Well,
something.
it's raining outside.
Yeah. So back to we talked about Broken Arrow Tour, but
Yep, Broken
you
Arrow,
wanted to,
Broken Arrow Tour. So tell me about this. What's the tour about, and what is it we're...
So we wanted to come up with an archery event. A lot of people say, hey, how come you don't do a tournament for money? And we're like, you know what? Well, let's do one, but we're going to get rid of all the subtleties of scoring, because that's really where you have people who argue with you, are upset about how this was scored or that was scored. Is it breaking the line? Is it not breaking the line? And along those lines, we thought we want to create something that's for spectators. And so we've created the Broken Arrow Tour, which is, first of all, cash prize money. We're going to try to do 20 locations a year, if not more, depending on how we do. And you get one arrow. It's a smoker round. You get one arrow, 10 targets, and you're either in or you're out. There's no score. You don't make it
If
inside
your arrow
the circle.
doesn't survive, it doesn't survive.
Doesn't survive.
You know, when you just said this whole thing about how if you get rid of the scoring, I was thinking, well, if you had a metal target and then you just have like the center ring, you either hit it or you don't.
That's it. But what happens is you start at a bigger size and then slowly work down to this small size, like inch and a half.
When I was at Sitka with Jeff Sposito and hanging with him, I was at their headquarters. There were the guys that won at Total Archery Challenge
the
yeah.
Sitka prize.
Yeah.
What's the size? It's an inch. What yardage?
56
Something
or
like that.
58
So
yards.
you have a target at Total Archery Challenge where you can win prize if you can put an arrow.
Yep.
What are the rules around that, and tell us about that?
So the rules are simple.
Yep.
You're either in or you're out.
How many arrows can you shoot at it?
One. You get one arrow, but the way it's going to work.
Per fee?
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to spend $150.
No. Yes, but here's how it works.
Okay.
Subject to change. Small print. Okay. You get one arrow, and whoever makes it the farthest with their first arrow, that's the winner.
Okay, wait. Are we talking about
Broken arrow.
Okay. So
I'm talking about this.
He's
Oh,
talking
you're talking
about
Sitka.
he's
Yeah,
talking about
pay
the
as many times you want.
Yeah. That
And
one.
how much does it cost to
15, was it
It was $10.
$10 and
so
then 5.
$10 bucks.
But you chose what to shoot at.
Yeah,
Bigger
so you
hole
have
was for a
3
T-shirt. The next hole was for a jacket.
The
next
last
hole
one
was
the
yep.
full setup.
Yep.
So you get a Sitka full setup if you can hit a 1-inch
$2,000 worth of gear.
hole. $2,000 worth of gear if you can hit a 1-inch hole at 56 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had 2 guys do that in Bozeman, or was it
No,
one guy?
we had 5 or 6 guys.
won
make it.
the
yeah.
setups?
I think we had a couple Canadians.
Oh wow.
I said, well, that's what we do is we do it in whatever country you're from. So really it's $2,000 in Canadian. So here's a T-shirt. I'm just kidding. That was a bad joke.
You used to live there, so you can do that, right?
Yeah, true.
So these guys basically paid. I think he used the guy that I saw at Sitka was trying on gear while he was there before he left town. I think he said he used 6 arrows.
Towson,
Yeah, Towson.
he spent $80.
So 8 shots.
The Canadian,
shots.
one of them, I'm trying to remember his name. I feel bad sorry about that. I forgot you got to eat these things.
Yeah, maybe.
He, one of those guys stepped up and did it with like 2 arrows, 3 arrows.
Really,
So you're spending
$30.
He
20
spent
bucks.
$10, so $100 Canadian and won.
Man, if you're a shooter, that's a great deal, huh?
Oh, it's a great deal.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: you can only win once.
Yeah.
They're not letting you going to come in and win a bunch of
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
for
but
all
still,
your buddies.
$2,000 worth of Sitka gear for $20.
Yeah, it's a great
if you
deal.
can. How many guys could not make that shot?
Well,
I mean, it seems
and
like,
here's the thing.
Did you see how many holes were in that target?
Man,
There
it
was
was
a lot of guys
beat
that couldn't make that shot. There was a lot of guys.
Yeah, a lot of guys,
even if you blew
including
2,000 arrows, you're still. I mean, you got to go through a lot
that
of
one
arrows.
doesn't blow up your shot. It's a thin enough piece of plastic that'll go through into the
Yeah, it's like
hole in the
1/8
back.
inch or last 16th.
Oh, you
I
should
think.
make people
So you
lose
get your
arrows.
arrow.
Oh yeah, I mean I agree.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll change. for
So
next
then it's
year.
not $10; it's $20 per shot.
Well, some broke. I mean,
Yeah.
depending on what you were shooting.
Okay,
But
So
I
you're
will say
taking-
this. So this
Yeah.
is a big deal. We were talking about conservation earlier. Sitka was donating that money to Wild Sheep Foundation
Oh, cool.
from the shoot. So
all of that was.
I mean, these guys are dumping some serious cash into getting money into the groups that are conserving ground and helping our hunting heritage along.
Well, so you're taking that same concept, just to get back on topic, with and kind of moving that into this Broken Arrow tour.
Yeah, so the smoke
Hence
around, we call
the
it a
name
Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Wow,
Do you like the
dude,
name?
Bam,
That Tyrell Gray. That's who figured that out.
Tyrell.
Tyrell came
Right.
up with that name. We went over a
he
whole
and his
bunch
wife
of
are
names.
so cool.
Yeah, they're very cool people. Mm-hmm. He was the one that came up with the final name, and I like the way it rolls.
And he's
but anyway,
he's a longtime friend of yours.
yeah, we've known each other for
He's on your team.
since like 2001, somewhere in there. He's on the team. He's a major part of Broken Arrow Tour. As in, partner. You
Do that
doing
again.
okay?
Do that again for me.
I'm trying to figure out what the heck you're doing. I feel like I've just
Jessica.
here's the
Jessica Gray Hunting Adventures.
yeah, and Bow Hunter 76.
Bowhunter 76
So-
on Instagram.
Bowhunter
Yeah.
75
Jessica
wasn't
Gray.
available.
Jessica Gray's Hunting Adventures.
Yep.
So and Bowhunter 76.
Yep.
They're on your team. Cool
Yep.
people.
Very cool people. Tyrell's been part of Total Archery Challenge since we kicked
Didn't you
it
guys
off.
guide together?
We guided in Alaska together.
Back in the day?
Yep, long time. Actually, I met Tyrell. We were doing loans. I was a loan officer. And I had to leave that industry behind because my this is horrible, but I was in an accident and I had major brain trauma. I tried to go back to the industry. My brain didn't work. So I'm like, I'm out. I can't do it.
This is better ever happened.
Yeah. I mean, I'd talk to you, and then I would forget I had talked to you, and so I'd talk to you again about the same thing, and I'm like, holy cow, I can't do this.
You seem better
Short-term
now.
memory
That
was
doesn't
gone.
happen to me now.
I just mask it.
Okay,
well.
good. So going back on to the Broken Arrow tour.
That.
Okay, go on there.
So anyway, smoke around, 10 steel targets, starts at about 9 inches, easy target. It's funny I say that. Some people don't get past
Yardage?
that. 20 to 30 yards.
Okay, so 20 to 30 yards, smoker round, there's 10 targets, and you're starting out with a
Big old hole.
Big old hole. And then it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller until the last hole is how small?
Inch and a half, somewhere in there.
Wow.
It's fun.
You're not messing around.
No,
so
but here's the
whoever
thing.
ends up at the end with still has an arrow, what happens?
Boom, winner.
But what if there's 6 guys?
Oh, we have the best way to do. But I don't want to reveal too much. But we have the funnest tiebreakers. Again, remember.
This is going to be spectator fun, dude.
Yes, remember, we built this for the Spectator. I mean, it is fun. We tested it. Some people knew we were testing it. Some didn't know
Why
what
do
we
I
were
like
doing.
seeing other people's arrows blow up so much?
Everybody does. So what's fun about it is when a guy's really starting to move down the line, I mean, the crowd gets involved, they're excited, and the pressure's on. I mean, it's a pressure cooker. Mm-hmm. And we've actually only had 2 people make it to target 10 with 1 arrow. And we've done it at every event just to test it, see how we wanted to adjust things, see how people reacted to it on the spectator side. And so it didn't have all the aesthetics and the fun appeal that we'll do at the Broken Arrow Tour.
Yeah.
But it had we were testing the basics of it
trying
to see
it
how
out,
people
seeing how
liked
it works, and you
see how we want to do it. So we're really, really going to work on the spectator side, so it's something you can sit down and really enjoy watching. Mm-hmm. That was a big goal of ours. We've got some really fun companies involved. For example, Mountain Ops, who's the headline sponsor for the Mountain Ops Broken Arrow Tour, they're bringing a lot of life to it, and we're bringing something on board that I currently haven't seen at any archery events, and it's our mascot. So we've got a mascot. He's in development. I think we've kind of nailed him down. Mm-hmm. I've got a picture of him. I'll show him to you, but we won't show the peeps. He's this crazy-looking snow monster thing. Mm-hmm. He's a heckler.
Really?
Yeah, he's putting the pressure on. And he's going to be a major, major part of the show. I actually, I was hoping that maybe when he's ready to come out, we can have him on the podcast. And
that'd be nice.
Are you going to be the man behind the mask? Or is it going to be one of those things where nobody will know who he is?
Nobody will know who the man behind the But I'll tell you what, you have experience.
It'll be
Maybe
like
you should
it'll
the
be
man
like
behind
Clark
the mask.
Kent, though. I'll just be looking around to say who's not here while the mascot's here.
Well, here's the thing. The mascot requires certain abilities that I don't possess. Like maybe do a backflip or
Oh, I see.
I mean, I've done a cartwheel before, but that's about that's about the extent
That's
of my
good.
ability. Yeah.
It's good you're not in that suit then. So what kind of money are we talking, or prize, or gear,
So the way we're
whatever?
going to do these regional shoots, we're going to do it's $1,500 first place, $300 to second, $200 to third.
Okay.
And that's on the regional shoots -1 that we'll talk about here in a second with Casey.
There's not much money in third place,
Huh? No.
dude.
I mean,
Where's the love?
You're a second place loser. Like nobody likes
You
that.
hit the podium,
Okay,
but
I
nobody
got it.
remembered who you were.
I got it.
I mean,
'cause
they're
that's-
lucky.
Didn't you
They're
take
lucky.
third place in Train to Hunt?
No.
Did you even place?
No. Hey, let's move on.
Okay,
after
sorry.
running up a mountain with you tomorrow, I now understand why. You
Dude, I
didn't
hate running.
place.
I hate running. I do. I'm going to work on it. And I'm moving into a home
Are you
in
trying
Colorado.
to take mine? You should have
That's
taken
like
more
at 8,000,
pre-workout.
8,300, 400 feet. That should help. living at elevation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
then,
that'll help immensely.
And there's
Instead
hills.
of 0.
And then I'll hike a lot too because I'll be hiking with Snyder. So I told him I'd just walk him into the ground next time.
I have a hard time believing you're going to hike a lot with Snyder. You got to get up early.
Dude, Aaron, they do it at like 5 p.m. or 7 p.m.
Is that early enough?
Hikes.
At night.
This time
I know
of
what
year
PM means.
Yeah, well, I'm just clarifying. Is that early enough? That's pretty lame.
PM stands for post-morning, Sean.
Post-morning.
All right.
At like 7 post-morning.
It's enough.
Just remember it that way.
Okay.
Yes, back. So
You're a good leader and controller of conversation.
I
think that's what makes your podcast so good.
Really? I derailed it like 5 times. But now I want to get back on
I
it.
think all of the people that listen to this have ADD, so they just feel like they're on the
They're
right
just
path the
normal
whole time.
course.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Broken Arrow.
Yes.
So yeah, but that's not it. What you're really trying to do is, so we're going to qualify, the top 3 qualify for nationals. Okay? Which
The
will
top
be
3 at each regional event.
Top 3 on the first arrow, top 3 in the second arrow. So if you get out, you can buy back into the tournament. You're just in a different bracket. So we're going to take 6 people from every event, top 3 in the first arrow, top 3 in the second arrow, meaning if you broke your arrow early for whatever reason, a fly got on your nose, you twitched and whatever,
Yeah.
and you missed that number 9 target,
Yep.
9 inches, you can buy back in. But it's just to get into that second bracket. You're going to win something, but you'll qualify for nationals. So what nationals will be, we're going to hold it at the Western Hunting Expo in Utah, and that's for the big money. We're going to do a $10,000 first place, $3,000 second, $2,000 third. So that's where the big money's at.
Got it.
We've got some other things we're going to add to first place. Mm-hmm. The only reason I'm not talking about it right now is we just haven't. It's not committed yet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe by the time this happens, we can get it committed and we're all happy. But anyway, it's a $10,000 first place prize.
Wow.
But here's the beauty.
And that's one at the Utah Western Hunting
That's
Expo.
the national championship.
Okay.
Yep.
And how many regional events are you going to hold?
We're hoping. I mean, obviously this year we're through this year, so
Yes.
we're going to be. It's probably going to be until nationals are held. We'll probably cycle through this fall and then next year.
So you're launching this immediately.
Yep, we're launching it immediately. We're hoping to do 20 locations in the U.S.
Okay. And this is going to start what day?
That's funny you asked. I don't know. How about that?
Okay. Where do people find out when it starts?
We're going to launch. We're hoping to have the
Things
at least
finalized.
landing page ready to launch within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
You'll
probably
find
when
that
this
at
podcast will go.
Yep.
GetMountainops.com/Broken Arrow Tour. Well,
But
actually,
it will be, I guess.
By
It
then
will
it
be by
might
the
be
time
so.
you
By
launch.
the time I
absolutely.
launch this, so
Yeah.
I will make sure that in the intro, we've talked about where they can go to.
It'll be
land on.
the brokenarrowtour.com. You'll be able to get all the information on mountainops.com or getmountainops.com. And we'll be adding locations. So we're not going to have the full tour on there yet because there's a lot of details you work out as you go.
Yep.
So we'll be adding locations as we get them committed. We do have one location that we're committed to right now, and that's in Las Vegas. And Casey's got quite a few more details on how that functions, but it's going to be at the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation's National Convention.
Yeah, so what they've got, what the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation has going on is each year they have their Hunter's Christmas down there. It goes on the same time as Cowboy Christmas. Mm-hmm. So it's during the 1st of December through, I believe, the 10th of December this year. It's a 10-day show. It's 2 weekends.
Yep.
So it's going to be pretty awesome down there. They get a bunch of guys out there. A lot of companies that we've talked about here, today just in the podcast are down there, either selling products or you can come and check out their products like Sitka Gear, Yeti, whoever else. But what we're doing down there is Sean is going to be bringing his pop-up targets down there like he has at the Hunting Expo, or if you've come to the Total Archery Challenge and done the pop-ups there, as well as the, what is that called when you throw the clays?
Oh, the skeet thrower.
The skeet thrower, where you shoot those with those like little
flu arrows and
and
recurves.
But then the smoke around is going to be there as well. So that event, just in and of itself, is going to have somewhere around $15,000 in prize winning as well.
For one event.
I
mean, it's a big deal.
And another thing we're working out too.
That's you're buying a car.
You're buying a car.
It's not going to be for one person. Yeah. So there's going to be that'll be broken out to multiple winners. We haven't decided exactly how that's going to break out, but we should have that those details pretty soon. The other cool thing about that is one of the things we're looking at adding into that is everybody who participates, whether you win, lose, just got to pay the $10 to do the arrow, will be entered to win an elk hunt.
Ooh.
All expense paid.
That's cool.
So for anybody that's never hunted elk, it's a great opportunity and a very low cost for a chance to win.
Just to jump in and do it for fun.
Exactly.
So here's the thing. We the way we're going to design this thing is we want it to be where everyone can participate. Because a lot of times you see these tournaments and some of these world-class shooters
show up and you're
intimidated.
Yeah.
And you can't do it. Well, we're not going to have any of that competition bow setup going on. It'll be hunter setups. We'll define that exactly what that means.
Okay.
But you're not going to have lenses. You're not going to have stabilizers that are extra long for
feet long.
Yeah, for target shooters.
Got it.
You're not going to have any of that. Because we
Strict
want
hunting bow rigs.
I want a guy that can grab his bow, who feels really confident at 20 to 30 yards. We want him to show up just as much as we want the competitive shooters to show up. The fun thing about it is it's a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Because when you're shooting paper or 3D targets and you shoot one outside or whatever, it's okay.
Right.
You can
still recover from that.
Still recover. There's no recovery on this. It's one and done. You make it or you don't.
Are you going to do the same targets that you've had at the Total Archery Challenge, which is the animal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What I think is cool about that is even if you know you're probably not going to win, at the same time, man, the pressure cooker situation that you're putting yourself under is a perfect practice for getting ready for hunting season.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you don't block out, if you can maintain calm, if you can execute your shot the way you need to in that situation, it's just going to be invaluable to you when you actually have that animal walk in front of you that you've been working so hard to
just focus on the spot.
Yeah, and that's what I think is cool about the targets too. Then, if you're going to use the same targets, is they are animal shapes.
Yeah, we're using animal targets.
So basically, it's a mule deer you're shooting at. It's a goat. It's a turkey. Whitetail.
I mean, pin size hole.
Ibex happens to be my favorite.
Where you're hitting them is the vitals. So
got it.
Same thing. That practice right behind the shoulder in most cases. So
turkey. The turkey's one of the small ones, and we all know turkey with a bow, man. That's a small spot you're trying to get. Yeah. So, but again, it's going to be a lot of fun for everyone shooting.
So let's go back to this whole thing, though. You want to make it available to everyone, but there are just some guys that are going to dominate.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know that because I've seen some amazing shooters, but when they step away from what they're used to and get inside the whole, I can't break the line. I have to be inside the line or I have a broken arrow.
Yep.
I mean, you know how a lot of those competitive shooters, I mean, they're
not handling
it. Plays with their mind a little bit.
That's interesting.
And it's not just competitive shooters. It's just competitors. So I think we're adding an element that helps level that playing field because you can't shoot outside the lines. You've got to be in there.
Very interesting.
So
we don't really know. It'll be a good experience. It'll be
it's going to be so much fun.
It sounds
for
like
everybody.
The guys that really can handle pressure are going to be the ones that succeed.
It's going to be exactly guy that can focus out or focus in and get rid of that pressure. And again, we've done it 6 times. Not telling people what it is we're doing.
You just experimented
but they've done
with
the
concept.
smoke around. It's an absolute blast. The people who watch it get really excited about it, and I think it does open up the opportunity for everybody to get in. And the distances are doable. I mean, totally. A lot of us can shoot really, really well in that 20 to 30 yard range.
Yep.
But it's amazing how many guys because we have a target next to it that you can shoot and practice on that's foam.
They
How
drill
many
it.
guys are drilling that thing dead center, and they scoot over to the steel, and they're out by target 7. Like 7-inch hole.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You just get nervous, or you punch the trigger wrong, or whatever. And then the crowd
fascinating.
goes wild. Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then you're out. It's like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
But you can buy back in.
Nice.
That's the beauty of it.
I like this. This is so cool. How
So-
creative.
No, we're really excited about it. There's still a few details to hash out as you go. I mean, as always, when you're doing these types of events and product like that, it evolves. So
Yeah.
there will be some evolution to it. But as far as the basics go on the competition, the best part about it is you're in or you're out. And which
Very
is
cool.
why we call it the Broken Arrow Tour.
Yeah.
The tiebreakers that we've set up are games. So let's say you and Casey tie. We'll have
Which
some.
would never happen because I would always beat Brian.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
He's been saying that,
Dude.
when you're not around. I mean,
Well, I'll have to teach that young whippersnapper.
well, then
reality.
you two. I think. I mean, challenge accepted. No,
Let's
you
do
guys
it.
on?
Stick bow in the backyard afterwards.
Oh no, we
no,
need
no, no.
steel.
In the Broken Arrow Tour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Oh, yeah.
talking
I'm
Broken Arrow.
competing.
Okay.
For
Okay.
sure.
We'll do it at the tour then.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, I'll be Casey Handley.
We've come up some different ways to have these tiebreakers that they're so much fun. They're awesome. I mean, it is going to be like.
You don't want to.
You know what's neat about this is,
Well, the thing. Let's just say it involves a broken arrow or two. All I'm saying is I don't want to put it out there quite yet because, we got to finish
Intriguing.
developing it. But you're going head to head with your competitor to break an arrow. It's awesome. I love it. Do you want me just to tell you?
I do.
No,
like-
no. I think you left a good enough cliffhanger.
I did.
You can.
The tiebreaker has to be the funnest part, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's when, I mean, now the pressure's on because you're either winning the money and heading to nationals or you're out.
Yeah. You know what I think is cool about this too is it's just all around good time, but it promotes archery.
Oh,
Archery's gaining in popularity. It's
Oh, it's
really
going
growing,
crazy.
and I think it's neat to have events like this that just team people up and get people focused on shooting and archery. Just friendly competition, meeting new people. So it'll be cool, and it seems like a very easy event. You don't have to have this giant 3D course and
It's
like all
easy.
this stuff.
It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can eat a donut and compete.
It's kind of genius. What are you saying? Like train to hunt, you can't do that?
I'm saying train to hunt. Well, I've seen your diet. You kidding me? You don't eat donuts, do you? I eat donuts,
Yeah, true.
and I love them. But my point
Ryan
is
Avery
that anybody
crushed that course the other day. In
Who
fact,
did?
Ryan Avery at Rockslide, which beat Team Mountain Ops.
I heard.
Ryan Avery called themselves the fat team.
Well, so what
and
you're
they
saying
beat
is
Team Fit in the Mountain Ops.
your team fit.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
That was questionable.
Listen,
when I
here's
had to drag half the team up the mountain.
listen. Here's the thing. Mountain Ops is a proud sponsor of Total Archery Challenge and the Mountain Ops Broken Arrow Tour. So you can't steer me down this path where I've got to talk about them losing.
Hey,
Okay.
we're gracious losers. We're gracious.
Hey, they showed up. You win. You win if you show up.
Okay, well,
That's
listen,
how I feel.
At
Show
Broken
up,
Arrow
train to
Tour,
hunt,
at
you're-
the Broken
you're a
Arrow
winner.
Tour, man, if you show up, doesn't mean you won. Except in entertainment.
There you go.
But you might win with Rocky Mountain. You win something.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah. I
we're
mean,
working that out. It's going
I
to be
would
awesome.
say that show, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I
Just
mean,
being entered to win for an elk hunt.
Oh,
with your
absolutely.
entry fee.
Yeah.
I need more of that, Sean.
We're getting more
Give me some
details
more of
on
that.
that elk hunt.
Give you some more of that?
Yeah,
well,
give me some more of that. So then I'll go to all the regional events just to maybe win whatever the lottery win thing is. Yeah, sure, there's a million guys that donate elk hunts.
yeah, tons.
I'll take people to my areas.
Can you give me their number? We'll have a lot of, I don't know,
Incentives, fun stuff.
fun stuff. I don't want to call it door prizes. I feel like you get that at bingo and things like that. We're looking for fun stuff.
Yeah.
We're after fun stuff. This is going to be a fun event. This is going to be we're not separating men and women. Because I've seen some women shooters
For sure.
Oh, my
20,
gosh.
30 yards that are lights out.
Yeah.
And suffice it to say, women, for some reason,
Handle pressure.
under pressure, they can shoot and be calm and make it happen. If it's paper, if it's foam, if it's steel, doesn't matter. Yeah. This isn't a men's league, women's league.
I
think
a lot of men
everyone's
have
league.
egos, which cause them to choke.
It may be.
I don't know. It's interesting.
But
Now I'm very curious.
But what I'm
makes
thinking for real here is women, get out here and compete, because I really think we're going to see some women
crush it?
crush it.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched them crush it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have that pressure problem.
Interesting.
However they're wired, they're just better than us. I know that.
Well, your wife certainly isn't as shallow as you.
No, absolutely not. But I'm a guy, so it's just one of those things that's accepted.
Right.
Yeah. So
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
All right, well-
we're hoping to launch that. I mean, we'll launch the website, start marketing actually pretty soon here, and get things out there for everyone to see and really start pushing this thing.
Very cool. All right. Anything you want to add? Anything left? I think we covered it.
No, I think we did.
Sean?
I think we covered it.
Sean Degray? Stay gritty, my friend.
Stay gritty.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, gritty friends, I hope you enjoyed that podcast. If you did, please take a moment to leave us a review on iTunes, Podbean, or Stitcher. We love reading your reviews. And connect with us on social media if you're on there. Look us up on Facebook and Instagram, and take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can receive notifications when we upload new videos. We've got a sweet deal with Mountain Ops. You get 20% off on all Mountain Ops supplements, combo packs, and apparel when you type in the word gritty at checkout. If you're a hardcore elk hunter, or you want to be, go to the Elk 101 website online and check them out. Our friend Corey Jacobson is killing it with some of the best elk hunting information and entertainment on the web. All right, friends, let me leave you with one other quote from Theodore Roosevelt, who said, "It behooves every man to remember that the work of the critic is of altogether secondary importance, and that, in the end, progress is accomplished by the man who does things." We all have a choice. We can be people who do things, or people who criticize the work of others. It's pretty simple, really. Get out there and do your thing. Good luck on your hunts, and stay gritty.
This is Ty Stubblefield, and you're listening to the Gritty Bowmen.
Gritty.